And this is the Coins, Cashflow, and Conversations podcast. I am your host, Dakota Grady, and this episode is sponsored by Upstate Essential Solutions. If you need help with accounting and taxes, contact me today at dakotagrady.com. Or if you need help with personal finances and you want to live a life of abundance through your finances, contact me at dakotagrady.com. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the podcast, Coins, Cashflow, and Conversations podcast. I'm going to do this thing. My goal is to do this podcast to help people with personal finances and accounting and taxes, money and business, in short. So, who am I? Dakota Grady. I am a money coach, author, speaker, father, husband, dad, and I run an accounting and tax business. I do personal finances as well, helping people to transform their life and their money and their business, right? So I've been doing coaching for personal finances since 2010, and I'm doing accounting and taxes for since 2012 actually. So a long time, y'all. Over 10 years experience in both fields, but they all deal with money and business. I work for CPA firms, certified public accounting firms in Tennessee and Oklahoma, and I've started my own firm in 2020 during the pandemic. So I've been in business for 4 years now. Have clients in different states, whether it be for accounting and taxes, and those states include Florida, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, and Indiana so far. So I wanted to do the podcast, change up a little bit. I want to do this thing for 90 days, like Monday through Friday. I'm going to go live, talk about topics that deal with personal finances, money. That's right. People need help with finances. In fact, 78% of Americans struggle financially. And then business, accounting and taxes. That's my background. So I want to make sure that you understand that it's important to handle your finances as well as your business finances properly. If you don't, you'll be broke. That's right. And I'm also an author, two-time author, self-published author, and I wanted to talk to y'all today. So that's as we get it out of the way, house cleaning, housekeeping stuff. So today my topic is, should you co-sign a loan for a relative? Should you co-sign a loan for a relative? Great question. Great question. Great question. One time I actually had a cousin of mine come and ask me to co-sign for a vehicle for him. And I thought about it and my automatic answer was like, no. Why? Two reasons why you should not co-sign a loan for a relative, or yeah, for anybody for that matter. Well, today talking about relatives. You want to help people out, right? They may need a car, or they may need some money to get out of a bind they have got themselves into, right? Well, this person asked me to co-sign for a vehicle for him. Well, fast forward a little after that, he got in trouble and went to jail. So the first point is why you should not co-sign a loan. Well, first and foremost, if that person gets a loan, the banker or lender knows that if they don't have a track record of repaying money back, whether they just starting out in a life of borrowing money or starting out just getting a job or out of school, they don't have a history of repaying loans back, right? Or if they do have a history, they've been in the workforce for a while, but they just haven't been good with handling money and repaying debt, right? Or payments. Then the lender knows that that person isn't likely to pay that money back. That's why they need you just to co-sign for them. So if I would have signed that loan, I would have had to pay it back because my cousin would have went to jail and it would have defaulted to me paying the loan. So I would have had more money coming out of my account for something that I didn't even really want to help my cousin, to help him, right? So we want to help our family or friends, but that's not really helping us, really, in my opinion, enabling the person because more likely the person has asked someone else for a loan and or co-sign a loan for him or her, and they got someone to do it for them, and then they didn't commit to repaying the loan back. So they defaulted on a loan, and then the loan went to the co-signer, the person who signed up for the loan, right? So I don't recommend co-signing the loan because the person who you signed for isn't likely to repay the loan. The second reason why I don't recommend that you co-sign a loan for a relative is because it is going to ruin the relationship, right? You're basically giving somebody money, right? You're giving them your money that you earned, technically a loan, but it's still a bank. I'm going to use this example. And you don't trust that person to repay it back. The person doesn't repay it back. And you have dinner, Christmas dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, if you celebrate those holidays, but you're going out to dinner, right? And the person owes you money because they didn't repay the loan. More likely, you're going to be upset with that person. You're going to be upset. You're going to have some feelings that are deeply embedded because you put your trust in that person to repay the loan back for you. And more likely, the relationship will be tarnished. If they do pay it back, it more likely they probably won't pay it back. But if they do, it'll be a signal for you to not give them more money or to re-up on a loan for them, or to even co-sign a second time. That's right. So the relationship will be destroyed more likely. So I don't recommend doing a loan, co-signing a loan for a relative, because it's going to, one, cause tension between you all, and two, you're going to end up paying back the loan. What is the solution to someone asking you to co-sign for a loan? I'm glad you asked. I recommend either gifting the person's money, if it was money they need to get a vehicle, gifting that person money, or gifting them enough money or just buying them a car. In this situation, I could have said, all right, I'm not going to co-sign for you, but I'll give you some money toward this vehicle as a gift, or I can just buy you a vehicle, a used vehicle, to help you until you get something better. That can be a solution that you can do. So again, I don't recommend co-signing loans, but you can offer a gift if you can afford it to help that person out. Because sometimes you want to help people, but they want to help themselves. Yes, a loan can help somebody, but in my opinion, when somebody goes into debt, it's going to hurt them more than helping them, because again, they're taking money out of their pocket to go towards something that's going down in value. And on top of that, it's not even in their name, so they can default on it, and then it's going to come back to you. So it's going to cause you to have a bad credit score, a ding on your credit, per se. So no, I don't recommend doing a co-sign for a client, for a relative, or anyone for that matter. So that's my topic for today. Question was, again, should you co-sign a loan for a relative? And the answer is clearly no. Recapping real quick. Again, you shouldn't co-sign a loan for anyone relative, for example, because it will ruin the relationship between you and the person. One, and two, you'll end up repaying the loan. So I hope this was helpful for you. Again, I want to just bring you some jewels, some nuggets about things I've experienced, and so that you can be better with your finances, and also with your personal finances and your business finances as well. And this is an episode of the Coins, Cashflow, and Conversations podcast. I am your host, Dakota Grady. And if you need help with accounting and taxes, contact me today at dakotagrady.com. And I also have a resource for you on the page. That's right, on the page. Go to dakotagrady.com, click on where it says accounting and tax solutions. And on the tax solutions page, you'll see a drop down for a resource to help you with tax strategies for your business. That's right, save money in your business with these tax strategies. Again, thank you all for joining us for the Coins, Cashflow, and Competition podcast. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, share, comment on the podcast.